I'm sitting here on Monday night, and I'm trying to think what to name this video. There's 1,000+ big news stories to cover. And all I want to do is connect with my fellow humans, no matter what color they are or where they came from. I've studied geopolitics, I've studied history, I've studied science. I've read the books written by the elite. I've read their white papers. And they've told us what they're doing. They're establishing a world government so they can social engineer the public towards this perfect man they're building. And I'd heard of that in history before, the Soviets, the Nazi fascists. But then they tell me who this perfect Ubermensch is, this Superman. And they tell me it's a man that isn't alive and is dead. They tell me that a world without humans is the Ubermensch. And then I read deeper from Ray Kurzweil or Bill Joy or any of these top Google and Sun Microsystem futurists. And I learned there's a whole religion that they hate humanity and we're ugly and bad and they're going to replace us with machines, but not before they merge with them and are transcendent. And I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that in the Johnny Depp movie 20 years after I read MIT Magazine with them openly announcing this. And it's really the ultimate narcissistic megalomaniac fantasy. Because as strong as you are, as good looking as you are, you still are biological. You still came from parents. You're still a human. And you rise, you have children, you live, you fall. Like trees grow up, they fall down and die, more grow up. It's a cycle. It's classic psychology. A bunch of delusional people thinking they're God. And then I see liberal trendies who aren't even liberal, tied into mainstream media, tied into whatever the latest fad is, totally corporately programmed, believing they're part of the counterculture. And I realized I even had family who worked for the government in the 60s, who was part of the fake counterculture, a CIA construction. But none of that would mean anything to you because you're a trendy. You got a green sock and a blue sock. You've got the cool beard and the tattoos that are, you know, in the Hangover. I don't care if you got a beard or tattoos. A lot of that stuff looks actually cool. The point is that you think that's your identity and you follow this orthodox mindset, this nomenclature of the political elite, and it's totally synthetic. It's totally unreal. It's not part of what the congruent human system is. You know, going back over a year and a half ago, I didn't trust Donald Trump. I saw the power structure attacking him, and I said, let me investigate him. So I found out more about him, and the guy's got major problems like all of us do, but he wanted to cut taxes because he knew Kennedy did it and doubled tax receipts. I want to explain that again. I can sit here in front of a big TV screen like I normally do and show you all the facts and statistics and numbers you ignore. But if you care, you can go look up Kennedy. He cut the general tax bracket of blue collar and middle class by 50%. Upper middle class, rich, only 25%. But you know what happened to tax receipts, right? This is undisputable. He gets it in 1961. Within 2 years before he gets killed, the IRS tax receipt revenue doubles. So I believe, as a trendy liberal that watches Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, that there's still some humanity in you. That you're not just some fascist because you're in this uniform, you're a genius. And I want to tell you something. If you cut taxes massively, it creates a boom time. And you get more tax receipts. Now, if you massively increase spending, Reagan shouldn't have, then you get in deficits. But the point is that boom times don't give the elite centralized control. And they don't like that. They want a managed economy. And I have sat here in a horrified fashion. Because God, I thought Bush was bad. Man, I thought he was the worst thing ever. And I guess as time goes on, it just gets worse no matter who's in office. And then Obama gets in with the race baiting and arresting reporters and attacks on the press. Even liberal constitutional lawyers said he's the worst thing. He's 3 times worse than Bush. But now I see this vitriolic death race towards endorsing everything Hillary does, no matter what she does. The history of Benghazi, funding radical Muslims, looting, old people's houses in Whitewater, selling tainted blood with HIV and hepatitis in it, funding radical jihadis, radical Christians all over the world, selling us out to every bidder, missile secrets to China. I mean, the crimes go on and on and on. And her emails come out, framing Bernie Sanders, dressing her people up like Sanders supporters to attack Trump supporters so she can blame Trump and Sanders. I mean, this is admitted. And it goes on and on and on. And the weird shark faces she makes. And it's like a rubber head out of a movie. I have nightmares about her. And all the crime and her being a defender of pedophiles. She was a lawyer and knowing they were innocent and laughing about it. I mean, hell, if you represented them, it's fine, but laughing and giggling and attacking a 12-year-old girl who was in a coma because she was raped so hard, beaten so hard, saying she wanted it, and then I got to hear you talk about how Trump's against women. I mean, at a certain point, Jesus Christ, man, what the hell is wrong with you people? The people that support this. Donald Trump's some alpha male New Yorker, whatever he is. The point is he's got the globalists pissed because he knows China has lower taxes than us on corporations, so our corporations go there. He wants to lower our taxes to that to make it move back. He understands the scams. He understands that if China has a 35% tariff on their currency, that no one can compete with that. He understands that people are poor. He likes to make people rich. And for all his sins, and Lord knows we've all got them, that's why they're so scared of him. And I kind of tacitly liked him a year and a half ago, and then a year ago, halfway, and even after he came on, it was strange, and now I've watched all this, and I am grieving. Because if Trump wins, we've got a big fight ahead of ourselves. They're going to try to shut him down, try to sabotage him. Deutsche Bank's about to go under. So much is about to unfold. And I've told viewers this. I mean, everybody admits it. It's known in media. If I sit here and basically play games and we help get Hillary in, it's going to be the biggest boom time I've ever had. If I bind myself to Trump and endorse him and then he goes sideways, I'm in trouble. But the fact that the globalists are out to get him, I have to tell the truth. I have to point that out. This isn't about Alex Jones. I don't sit here and Machiavellian calculate what's better for me, so I do it. Because if the world burns up in a nuclear war that Hillary wants to start, how good is that money? And I don't go through that intellectual thought processes. I just realize that justice is what I stand for. Now I'm going to end this transmission. There's so many points. But if fake liberals will just get outside the whole synthetic world they live in and be honest for 5 minutes, you tune into ABC News, and it'll say at the end, sponsored by Berkshire Hathaway or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And they'll be on the shows every week, every day, going, I'm rich. I don't pay enough taxes. It's wrong. We should tax rich people. Everybody's like, yeah, I agree. Take all Warren Buffett's money. Goddamn bastard stole it all. Then you read, they want taxes on people making $50,000 and up increased. Hillary wants to massively increase them. They want to control you so you don't ever get ahead. And he was the biggest recipient of the 2008 banker bailouts. Berkshire Hathaway, 400 plus billion, himself 20 plus billion. Look it up. Warren Buffett, biggest beneficiary of bailout. I'm not even going to show you the video for the article. Just, if you don't believe me, then don't. You want to look it up? Look it up. It was McClatchy, AP, you name it. And it takes a lot of nerve, man, to be tax exempt like him and try to make poor people poor. Because I go to restaurants and stuff and see folks not being able to buy their food and penny pinching, and it really makes me upset. I mean, I don't go, oh, I got a bunch of money and you don't, you're screwed. I mean, it upsets me fundamentally. And I guess the fact that I have nerve endings and I care is why I'm a weak person. But in the world of psychopaths, all posing like they're liberal and all social justice, what's the term, Buckley? You're shooting this video where you, moral signaling. I just don't know what to do anymore because they want to kill prosperity because prosperity gives you choices. Trump's not perfect, but they are scared of him because he's Americana and he believes in prosperity and he wants to turn that engine loose. In closing, I talked about Warren Buffett, I talked about it all. Trump clearly won the debate last night. I mean, undoubtedly, he completely dominated. I said that he didn't do well and pretty much lost the first debate. Because I'm honest. I mean, that's all I've got. When he won this debate, and when all the focus groups said he won, all the media, the establishment media said he lost. And I know they do that, but it's like the celebration of lies becomes like a disease of the mind. If Trump loses, I say he lost. If he wins, I say he won. Now look at people that are so delusional, and they just say, I don't care, I like Hillary because she says she likes me. I associate my power with her, so I'm going to say Trump lost. Those are people that have given over their will. They've given over their souls. So Donald Trump isn't perfect, but Hillary's so evil, so corrupt, so bad, and the fix is in. They did this a week and a half ago, this week too, with the new debate, second debate. They like not double sample, but almost double sample, like 45%. More people for Hillary than they do for Trump. And then they say, oh my God, she's winning by 15 points. Well, you sampled 45% more. That means she's like 20 points behind. I mean, you can read where they say how they do the poll. Whether you're liberal, conservative, whatever, they say, we sampled 24% Republicans and 47% Democrats, and such independent. You're like, you sampled almost double Democrats, and then you say he lost, and you tell me how you did the poll? If I was for Hillary, I would be freaked out. I mean, it's weird where they like admit they're lying to you, but say it doesn't matter, she won, wanting you to buy into the lie. So here's the deal. If I have to evacuate the United States, I will. I'm successful, my family's successful, we're going to be okay, hopefully. For those of you who are, quote, leftist and mainline Republicans that are banning Donald Trump, he's just a symbol of populism. I hope you're right that Hillary's this angel. We all know she's not. But you've chosen your lie, and you want your world war with Russia. And so at this point, I respect your free will, and I commit you to the deed. And that's basically it. There's 1,000 points I can make, but I want you all to have great lives. I want you to live long lives. I want you to live long and prosper. And if you can't see the Clintons and their crimes and who they represent, the establishment, and all the big corporate money against Trump, and all the foreign governments, the Pope, the Communist Chinese, the Saudi Arabians, the Mexican government, every hell-bent group against Trump, because they know he cares about America and he's pig-headed, then hey, your free will is what you deserve, and I accept the judgment you brought upon us. In fact, I support the collectivism. Go ahead and start war with Russia, launch nuclear weapons, and may the Lord of the Flies be your God, because this is what you wanted, is what you get. You've rejected the reprieve that Jonah brought Nineveh, and if you reject it, then you'll be like Hitler in his bunker in 1945. So, that's it. I'll be live on the radio tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, with a 4-hour radio transmission, and I just wanted to have some honest discussion with fake liberals. If there's any humanity left in you, for God's sakes, don't just make jokes about tinfoil hats. Jesus Christ. Get real, man. What the hell happened to you? I thought the Republicans were a bunch of dumbass, brainwashed people, and they're horrible. But you people are just a next level. All right, that's it. I'm sitting here on Monday night, and I'm trying to think what to name this video. There's 1,000+ big news stories to cover. And all I want to do is connect with my fellow humans, no matter what color they are or where they came from. I've studied geopolitics, I've studied history, I've studied science. I've read the books written by the elite. I've read their white papers. And they've told us what they're doing. They're establishing a world government so they can social engineer the public towards this perfect man they're building. And I'd heard of that in history before, the Soviets, the Nazi fascists. But then they tell me who this perfect Ubermensch is, this Superman. And they tell me it's a man that isn't alive and is dead. They tell me that a world without humans is the Ubermensch. And then I read deeper from Ray Kurzweil or Bill Joy or any of these top Google and Sun Microsystem futurists. And I learned there's a whole religion that they hate humanity and we're ugly and bad and they're going to replace us with machines, but not before they merge with them and are transcendent. And I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that in the Johnny Depp movie 20 years after I read MIT Magazine with them openly announcing this. And it's really the ultimate narcissistic megalomaniac fantasy. Because as strong as you are, as good looking as you are, you still are biological. You still came from parents. You're still a human. And you rise, you have children, you live, you fall. Like trees grow up, they fall down and die, more grow up. It's a cycle. It's classic psychology. A bunch of delusional people thinking they're God. And then I see liberal